Hi, this is a small update. I believe it's update 20 on the camper trailer. As you can see, I got part of the rear window pulled out. Right here, I still have to pull this off, but it's, that's going to be just easy peasy to get out of here. You can see where the window had been leaking, and they got some nails up here I got to pull. But you can see where the window had been leaking. Now, I am going to install the air conditioner back here. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do this so it will not leak. It has been raining. There's not a single leak in here right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wood frame that'll fit here on the inside. And I'm going to screw it on the top, bottom, and on the sides here. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to build my wood frame. I'm also going to build it up and down and crossways, like about here, where the air conditioner will sit on the bottom piece of wood. And I'm going to cut this section out for the air conditioner. And you're going to go, okay, you're going to have a hole in there right here in the window. Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you how I'm going to take care of this problem. Once I get my frame to where it'll fit, I don't want it super snug, but I want it to be snug enough where I can get it in and out but still be snug. Alright? Then what I'm going to do, build my frame. Right there, I'm going to have my frame, and I'm going to have, once my frame's in, I'm going to mark it to where I have to cut out for the air conditioner. Then I'm going to cut that. Then I'm going to cut a section of plywood to fit against the metal from the outside, right up in here. Then I'm going to walk around the outside, and where the plywood has already been cut, well, basically what I'm going to do is cut the 10, okay? I'm going to mark the metal, cut the metal, put the plywood on the inside of the wood frame so it's against the metal, put the frame in. I'm going to walk around outside, and I'm going to mark where that's been cut so I can cut the plywood. Now, once I have the plywood cut and the metal cut, I am going to save that for a reason. So, let me talk about that real quick. I'm going to use the metal and the plywood to make a filler, more or less, I wouldn't say a door, but something that'll fit directly in where I cut it out. Now I'm going to take the metal that I removed from here, screw it down to the piece of plywood that I removed from here, and then I'm going to build it up with some wood coming out this way, so it will screw to parts of the frame that I make. I hope you're following me. And you're going, okay, you're going to have a hole, even though you're going to have it plugged with what you cut out, it's still going to have gaps on the outside, so it's going to leak. No, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to take care of that. I have some of these. Now I have different washers on here for a reason. You do not have to use, you can basically use any of these washers, right? You don't have to use one specific washer over another one. These are lag bolts, I believe, for flooring. And I have a washer, a large washer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, and once I have my frame built, I'm going to drill all the way through the frame, clear to the outside. And there's a reason I'm doing that. Let me go outside, and I'm going to show you. Okay, we're on the outside. As you can see, I just have the butyl tape up underneath. I haven't trimmed it yet. It has been raining. Before I even got done with this, it actually started raining, even though it wasn't supposed to rain. So basically, I'm going to have my hole. Yeah, I know it's not a very good square there, if you can even see it. On the inside, I'm going to have my wood frame. These are going to come through the metal like this. Now remember, there's going to be a hole here. This piece is going to be on a piece of plywood that I removed from the plywood that goes behind this. So it'll fit right in that square that I remove. I have metal to go from here over the top to about here and about here and up. I don't know if you can see that, but up there. What that's going to do is that's going to cover this entire top part. Now it's going to be screwed on the top all the way across and then down here on the sides. Remember, there's going to be a big gaping hole here. And even though this is going to slide in from the inside, it's still going to have cracks. So to take care of that issue, these bolts are going to come through from the inside. I have another piece of metal like this. And then it's going to slide up underneath the top piece. I'm going to have holes drilled. Now this is going through the wood frame on the inside, so it's stable. So I can come all the way through, put the other piece of metal over this one, and screw it down. That will make sure no water gets in that hole, period. As you can see, I just have butyl tape. It is not leaking one bit. It has been raining quite a bit. I will go around this with some silicone once I clean all this up. And I do have to get some more screws. I did run out of screws. And I still have to take care of this here, which is no big issue. And this, I have a piece of metal for this. It's not a big deal. And this isn't leaking since I did this, so I'm still going to put a piece of metal over it. Probably from here to here, something like that. And I have to remove the lights. But I did start working on this. Like I said, it was not supposed to rain. And once I get my hole cut out, I'm going to use this piece of metal to put on top of the other piece of plywood that I will remove, because the plywood is going to be right behind this, attached to the wood frame. The frame is going to be attached to the frame on the inside where the window came out, all the way around. That way the air conditioner can slide in and out. And all I have to do is remove this one piece, and it will be removed from the inside. It will pull out from the inside. On the inside, to make sure it stays, let's see, I have a piece of wood here. Now basically it's going to be something like, now this is going to end up actually being like a 2x3, something like this. Now it will have plywood on the other side over here. This bolt will go all the way through to the outside. Now remember, this will be the frame. This is a brand new whole frame. I'm gonna just screw the hell out of it into this old wood here. You can see some of the wood's rotted from where it was leaking. But you can see, this is not leaking at all. And the plywood, basically it's gonna look like this. The metal will be here, plywood, and then frame on the inside. Right? So it'll look like this. Metal, plywood, wood frame, and then the bolts are going to go through to the outside, you know, through here, all the way through. And that way I can screw another piece of metal over this one. Now this is pretty tight. If I was not going to install an air conditioner in here, what I would do is I would just leave it like this, put some silicone around it, and then maybe build a new frame in here to cover this old one up, and then just put a piece of metal on the inside and maybe some insulation in it. But since I am cutting a hole through this, then, you know, let me see if I can find a piece of wood. Here we go. Now, this isn't the size of the air conditioner, but basically something like this. Let me set this phone down really quick. I'm sorry about that. Alright, basically that would be the frame going all the way around. Okay? Then above my frame, I will cut my hole for my air conditioner. Now, the wood that I take out, and the metal that I take out, I will save. I will screw the metal to the piece of wood that I took out. And then right here, where the frame is, I will put wood on the inside of this, because this is going to sit on the frame pretty close to it. And even if it just slides perfectly in there, that's what I want it to do. I want it to slide in and out. So I would have a board going up and down here on this side, up and down here on this side, across the top. This will fit perfectly in the middle of it. Then on the inside of the frame, where the wood's coming out, right here, I will put an inside board, because I will have wood here to attach the two boards. Basically, my hand is a board coming out. Then I'll have another piece of plywood here that will go over the board that I have here. That way when I put that up, oh, sorry about that, that fell. Anyway, you get the idea. When I put this up, the other board will be bigger by about 1.5 inches. Then I can either screw that board onto my wood frame or put some kind of latches on it to keep it in place. That will also help with cold air and stuff coming in. That's the reason I'm doing it this way. And you can see all the broken stuff in here from the window. That stuff just, I mean, it's shattered. It's like plastic. But remember, when I have my frame up all the way around, because I am building a new frame, basically think about this as the new frame, all right? This metal piece. Even though it's going to be a lot wider, my screws will go through the new wood and out through this piece, and then I will have holes drilled through the other piece. That way I can put a screw, not a screw, excuse me, a bolt like this right here going outward, and to keep it from leaking on the threads, or keep it from leaking, I can use a tight washer. And if I wanted to, I could use really a water hose washer, basically anything, because this is going through the wall. The washer will be up against the metal on the outside, and then it will have a washer to push down and push it against the metal to keep it from leaking when you tighten that nut down. So all this is going through the wall, through the new frame that I'm going to build. And I hope you understood what I was talking about with the frame. Let's see, this floor, all right, this would be the inside board that I cut out with the metal. The metal would be on the board. Then I will have a piece of wood like between the two to bring my second board on the inside. My second board will be bigger than the one I took out. That way I can screw the second board to the frame on the inside. That will help keep air out, bugs out, and pretty much anything else. Alright, let me close these. Oops, I forgot this one. As you can see, there is still no leaks in here from the roof. And I did the roof the exact same way I did the outside here. You can see I haven't really been doing much. It has been raining. I mean, these are all the screws I have left. I have to get some more screws before I go working on anything else. Here's the metal right here. I'm going to have above the top of that. Now the new metal piece, this, it actually could be that size or maybe even bigger, is going to slide up underneath. All right. Forgive me, this is going to be upside down. The walls here, this piece of metal is here, and the new metal will slide underneath like that. As you can see, I've got a mess out here. But I did actually start working on this. It did start to rain. I will keep you updated when I can start to do this again. It is supposed to rain for a few days. You can see kind of the clouds over there are kind of nasty. And it has been raining. So, but once I got this up, this has not leaked once. There is no water on the inside. It is sealing perfectly. You can see the butyl tape is literally pushed out in a lot of places. Now I did screw the screws every 1.5 to 2 inches in some places. I did not have to screw the screws that close together on the bottom, because water generally doesn't go down and then up. But up here, you need to make sure your screws are close together if you're going to do something like this. And on the camper itself, I started underneath this lip, you can see here. Then I put a screw on every raised part, not the valley, but the raised part. See the highest part, not the lowest part, the highest part. And you can see the butyl tape. But it has not leaked. And like I said, once I cut this out and make the, I guess you would call it a cover of some type, or a plug of some type that I'm using, the metal that came off, I'm going to be using the wood that I'm going to have on the inside, because I am installing an air conditioner. Remember, if you're not putting an air conditioner or anything in this window, you can get away with this right now if, literally, if you scraped off the butyl tape that came out and went around this with a bead of silicone and made sure every gap was filled with silicone all the way around, and that would take care of your broken window. That would take care of if it's leaking and you need to get it out of there, right here. And this is the exact same way I did the roof. A piece of metal and butyl tape underneath it, screwed everything down. Now on the roof I did use some Dicor because it is sitting underwater, and I put Dicor around every screw head, and I went all the way around with Dicor to make sure it didn't leak. Alright, this is a small update. I know it's not that small, sorry about this. Ah, damn it, I left my screwdriver in there. Oh well. You can see there's water on the camper. The roof is still not leaking. I mean, that it's actually underwater right now. But that's how I'm going to do it. I told you I will keep you updated on once I get stuff done. I started this. They said it was not going to rain, and then it started to rain, so yeah. Alright, anyway, that's it. This is update, I believe, update 20. And I'm fixing going. Everyone have a good day. Bye.